Mr. Whitmore, you're here to be arraigned on a charge of violation of probation. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer represent you?
No, sir.
No?
No.
All right. Let me arraign you on this charge. You are charged with having been placed on probation on or about the 25th day of February 2014 for the offense of promotion of manufacturing of methamphetamine, and that you were sentenced to 2 years, and that you had allegedly violated your probation by violation of Rule 5 in that on or about January the 15th of 2015, you had been kicked out of your last reported residence and had not contacted your probation officer to update your address. And for that reason, there was a violation of probation warrant that was issued. It's also alleged that you last reported to probation December the 22nd, 2014, and failed to report for the month of January 2015. And you also have not paid your supervisory fees or your court costs. Now, I'm not sure of exactly what the circumstances were in this case, but because of the fact that this is a case that's pending since 2015, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you because there's an issue that's come up with some appellate court decisions that I think you need to make sure that you get the benefit of legal expertise to raise any issues that might exist.
All right.
Public defender will be appointed. We'll set it for September the 29th. Plea of not guilty is entered.
Yes, sir.
I understand you. I know you're well aware of the issue that I'm concerned about. So.
Yeah.
All right. September 29th.
Thank you.
Good morning. What is your name, please?
Theodore Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here to be arraigned on an indictment charging you with theft of property, simple possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer?
Present today or just in general?
I'm sorry, you want to have a lawyer appointed for you?
For now, yes, sir.
All right. Public defender will be appointed. Sorry.
Your Honor, I acknowledge receiving a copy of the indictment, waive formal reading of the same, and not guilty on behalf of the defendant.
All right. Status day, January 7th, General? Except for status on January the 7th of 2026. What that means is that we're going to give your lawyer time to work on a resolution of your case. If it's able to be resolved by an agreement, then we'll take it up either before or on January the 7th. And on January the 7th, if it's not resolved, we will assign a trial date. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yep, they'll be up to talk with you and try to get you ready for disposition or trial.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Mr. Cameron here. Let's all look around and see. Anybody see Corey James Cameron?
I believe he's an inmate, Your Honor.
We don't have him in jail, so I guess that would explain why we're looking around for him. Do we not have him in jail? All right, well, let's see who we got at the jail. I need you to unmute the jail's video, please. I need you to unmute the jail video, please. There you go. Good morning. What is your name?
Chris King.
King, you're here to be arraigned on an indictment charging you with aggravated burglary of a habitation, theft of property, falsely representing yourself as a lawyer. That's interesting. And financial exploitation of an elderly or vulnerable person and criminal impersonation. You represented, well, I don't want to ask you any questions, but the indictment on count 3 states that the grand jurors aforesaid upon their oaths aforesaid do further present and say that on or about July 30th, 2025, and prior to the finding of this indictment in the county and state aforesaid that said Christopher Lane King and Amanda M. Roberts then and there did unlawfully, feloniously, directly or indirectly, falsely represent themselves as a lawyer, to wit, Roger Wainick, in violation of TCA 23-3-108, Class C felony, all of which is against the peace and dignity. That's the first time I've ever seen, in, I'm not even going to say how many years I've been in the legal profession, but I've never seen that charge. In any event, you have the right to an attorney, an actual attorney, Mr. King. Would you like to have an actual attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
Do we want to appoint Mr. Wainick to represent him? Are you wanting to be appointed? All right. Does the public defender have any reason that you couldn't represent this defendant? You would have a conflict. Mr. Atchison, you're first on the list. Do you know of a reason you couldn't represent this defendant? All right. Mr. King, I'm going to appoint Mark Atchison, who's an accomplished and skilled litigator in his own right, and we will appoint him to represent you.
Judge, I'd acknowledge receipt of the indictment, waive formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty at this time.
Plea of not guilty is entered. We want to set this for status on January the 7th. All right, we've set it for status on January the 7th of 2026, and your lawyer will be up to talk with you and see if he can get you ready either for a resolution by an agreement, or we'll set you a trial date on January the 7th of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good morning. What is your name, please?
Eckford Jefferson.
Mr. Eckford, you are here today to be arraigned on a charge of violation of probation. You have the right to an attorney to represent you. Do you want a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Public Defender's Office will be appointed.
Acknowledge receiving a copy of the petition, waive formal reading of the same, and enter on behalf of the defendant a plea of not guilty.
Plea of not guilty is entered, set for hearing on September 29th.
Sir.
Lawyer will be up to talk with you and get you ready for a hearing on September the 29th. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good day. You go at the very end of the line, you come next.
Good morning. What is your name?
Kenneth Oz, Mr. Wolfe.
Mr. Ogg, you're here to be arraigned on a charge of violation of probation. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer represent you?
I can't afford one.
Okay. Do you have some other charges? Are those still pending, and do you have a lawyer on those charges?
Only charges I know I have was in general sessions, but it was all taken care of.
Well, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you since you're in jail.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I acknowledge receiving a copy of the petition of the warrant and a waive formal reading of the same, and enter on behalf of the defendant a plea of not guilty.
Plea of not guilty is entered. Do you want to set this for the September 29th day?
Please, Your Honor.
All right, September 29th. Public defender will be up to talk with you and get you ready for a hearing on that day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
That hearing had a little bit of everything. Judge David Wolfe presided over a series of arraignments, and while the charges ranged from probation violations to impersonating a lawyer, what stood out was his steady mix of candor, patience, and even a little humor when the docket called for it. NG opened with Mr. Whitmore, who was arraigned on a probation violation from way back in 2015. The allegations were that he failed to keep his probation officer updated on his address, missed reporting in January 2015, and hadn't paid his fees. Judge Wolfe, noting the unusual age of the case, appointed the public defender and set it for hearing, remarking that there were appellate issues that needed a lawyer's eye. His tone was firm but pragmatic, giving Whitmore the benefit of counsel despite the stale record. Next came Theodore Williams, indicted for theft of property, simple possession, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Williams accepted appointed counsel, and his attorney entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. Judge Wolfe scheduled a status date in January 2026, explaining clearly that if the case wasn't resolved by agreement, it would be set for trial then. Williams was respectful and cooperative, quietly acknowledging the timeline. Then the docket turned unusual with Christopher Lane King, who faced multiple charges including aggravated burglary and financial exploitation. But what caught the judge's eye was an indictment for falsely representing himself as a lawyer. Judge Wolfe admitted candidly that in all his years, he'd never seen that charge before. He emphasized that Mr. King would be appointed an actual attorney, assigning Mark Atchison, a seasoned litigator, to the case. His dry remark about an actual attorney landed with a touch of humor, but the seriousness of the charges was never in doubt. Finally came probation violation arraignments for Eggford Jefferson and Kenneth Allen. Both men accepted appointed counsel, and not guilty pleas were entered on their behalf. Judge Wolfe set hearings for September 29th and reminded each that their lawyers would be in touch to prepare them. His tone was professional and straightforward, keeping the record clean and the defendants informed. The overall atmosphere was steady and procedural, but moments of candor, like the rare false lawyer charge, broke the tension. Defendants ranged from subdued to resigned, and Judge Wolfe balanced firmness with patience, making sure every person left knowing the next step. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.